Right. I want to finish off now because it's really getting a bit hot in here. So what I want to do now is I want to talk about a little bit about the parables of Jesus, right? Because it's been a mystery for many, many years why Jesus spoke in parables, right? And what he really says, and this is one of my books, and don't ask me the question, where is the book, right? But he was asked one time, how can we basically, it was questioned by the apostles at one time, to explain what he meant by his parables. And Jesus says, my words have dual meaning. There is an inner meaning and an outer meaning to all that I say. And only those who know the inner language of the soul will find the inner truth that I speak. The inner meanings are foods for the soul. The outer meanings are foods for this physical life. Let those who are ready step forth and take the food that they are ready to receive. I will give only to you the inner and the outer meanings, so you may take them and sow them throughout the world. Jesus also emphasized the value of utilizing the analogy between the natural outer world and the inner spiritual world. Okay? So he called attention to the following points, to the values of teaching in parables. Jesus said, a parable stimulates different levels of mind and spirit. It stimulates imagination, challenges discrimination, and provokes deep thinking with the mind without causing antagonism. The parable form of teaching enables any teacher to present new and even startling truths, but at the same time avoid controversy and any clashing with traditional religious beliefs. You see, Jesus didn't come to build a religion, he came to end religion. Because he's seen how religion was divisive, he's seen how it was basically causing separation and therefore causing conflict. So, one of the first parables that Jesus talked about was the parable of the lost son, or the prodigal son. And this was his way of basically presenting a new truth about the Garden of Eden. So instead of him coming and saying, okay, the Garden of Eden story is a load of bull, alright, which would have caused a lot of problems for him, he told this story how the son basically asked his father for his inheritance and left heaven. And the son went away into this foreign land, i.e. us, into this world, okay, and squandered our inheritance. And the way we squandered our inheritance was we forgot who we were. And he says the son then lived in squalor. And he lived with the pigs. And look at this world. The people are dying of starvation and everything. And they're all because they've forgotten who they are. They've squandered their inheritance. Everybody here is the Son of God. Everybody here. But no one remembers this. Okay? And one day, the son came to his senses and woke up. Now, there was no bookshops back then. You could walk in and get A Course in Miracles. All right? The son woke up and says, at least at home, my father's servants at least had a better lifestyle than I have here. He said, I'm going to go home and apologize to my father. And when he went home, what did the father do? Had a big celebration, had a big feast and welcomed him home. He says, my son was lost and now he's found. And that was Jesus' parable of undoing the Bible story of Adam and Eve and the Garden of Eden. Okay? Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. So, there's another one, right? Jesus says you cannot put new wine into old wineskins. The new wine will turn the wine sour mixed with the old wineskin. Old wine can be preserved a long time in old skins, but new wine calls for new skins. What's that about? Anybody?
Right wine?
It's very simple. You cannot put new truths into old truths. because the new truth will get lost. The old truths, the new truths that I bring, or the truth that I bring to this world is new truths for the generation to come. If I dare to put these new truths into these old religious and ancient truths, it will be covered up, altered, and lost. Okay? So what he's really saying is here, if you have someone who is rigid and closed-minded to their belief system, that person is not open or not open-minded enough to accept any new truth. Isn't this so? Remember what we did in the whole wake-up thing? The very first thing was open-mindedness. This is what he's talking about here. If you're closed-minded, and there's nothing will close your mind more than rigid beliefs, and this is what religion does. You talk to anybody in any religion, and they are basically not open to any other interpretation. Their minds is closed. And that's what he's talking about here. Another one. These are out of the Gospel of Thomas too. A man is like a wise fisherman who cast his net into the sea, and he drew it up from the sea full of small fish. Among them the wise fisherman found a large fish. He threw all the small fish back into the sea and chose the large fish without any difficulty. Whoever has ears to hear, let him hear. What's that? Anybody?
Wake it up.
Discernment.
Yes, it is, but that's a bit obvious.
Just look for the truth. The big.
Huh? What's it? You know, he spoke in everything in metaphors. So what was the large fish and what's the small fish?
Large fish is the truth.
The large fish is basically our Christ self, oneness. The small fish were our separated selves. So the wise fisherman had the choice. You can either choose your separated self, or you can choose the oneness of Christ, the equality of everyone as one. And that's how simple that was. Okay? We're always choosing either separation or oneness, either heaven or hell. And that's how simple that was. The next one. Woe to the Pharisees, for they are like a dog sleeping in the manger of oxen. For neither does the dog eat, nor does let the oxen eat. Very simple. All right. Woe to the Pharisees. Woe to religion, because the Pharisees were a very religious sect. For they are like a dog sleeping in the manger. The dog is the ego. What he's saying is that religion is like the ego, because the dog won't eat. The ego does not want the truth. The ego does not want fear, but it won't let you have it either. Does that make sense? It's simple. Okay, because you look at it, this is the right and the wrong minds. The ego is doing everything it can to keep you away from the right mind. That's what the ego right mind was all about. Okay? The ego is doing everything it can because its value, its life is on separation, not in oneness. So the ego is like a dog. And that's what religion is. Religion is a manifestation of the ego thought system. Because the ego thought system is built upon sin, guilt, and fear. Religion is built upon sin, guilt, and fear. The ego's God is a judgmental God, a wrathful God, a vengeful God. Religion's God is a judgmental God, a wrathful God, a vengeful God. Both religion and the ego thought system are identical. Religion is the manifestation of the entire ego thought system. Jesus, one of his shortest parables ever, he says, become passerby. He's bound to get that. What? Become passerby.
Observer.
Be the observer. Be without judgment. Okay? Another one. It's impossible for a man to mount 2 horses or to stretch 2 bows. It is impossible for a servant to serve 2 masters. Otherwise, he will honor the one and treat the other contemptuously.
Can't be in the true right line of the ego.
Yeah. One or the other. Because when you choose the ego, you deny God, you deny love, you deny fear. When you deny the ego, you choose fear. So whoever you deny, you're making a choice for. So like Jesus says, the only difference between me and you is, he says, I chose against the ego. He denied the ego. So he automatically chose love. And that's how we choose love, is we deny the fear. Okay? Blessed are the solitary and elect, for you will find the kingdom. For you are from it, and to it you will return.
Meditation.
The key is the solitary, the one. That's us as one. Because we as one will only go back to heaven as one. We came from it as one, and we will go back to it as one, and only one. And I like this one. O Lord, there are many around the drinking trough, but there's nothing in the cistern. Where's that?
Irish water.
Basically what he's talking about here is religion, where there are millions and billions of people going to church every Sunday, but there's nothing in the trough, there's nothing in the truth. There's no truth in what they're listening to. Because religion's basis is that you're sinful, you're guilty, and you will go to hell. But a few of you might get away with it. But the possibility is you won't. Alright? And there's no truth in that. And that's what that's about. Many are standing at the door, but it is only the solitary who will enter the bridal chamber. Same thing. Christ, the one. So, that's all we're going to do for today. And I want to thank you all. And I'm going to see you all in a couple of months. And while I'm gone, I'm handing over to Marie. And Marie's going to take care of you all. I know that very much. And you're into very capable hands. So I want to thank you all very much. And we'll see you in a short time. Okay?